at the end of the day, on election night, I was ahead 75 votes. It was huge because I was a Republican and a conservative in a city-based district, and I was ahead. And it looked like mathematically it was going to hold. So I had the best chance mathematically. Fast forward a week through, your vote really does matter, because I ended up, by absentees, losing that race by less than 50 votes. So if you folks think that your vote doesn't matter, it does, because my opponent is the now legislature president, and she apparently is in some hot water and derelict of duty. We could have cut that off at the pass about 5 years ago. So unfortunately, that's the case, but I'm back. I'm dedicated to doing this. I have my family's full support. So again, my name is Orlando Rivera. I'm running for New York State Senate in the 56th District, and that encompasses the towns of Henrietta, Greece, Gates, Brighton, and the west side of the city. So Charlotte, and then Josana, Lyle Ave, all those neighborhoods throughout the city. And again, like I said in the beginning, I'm not here to tell you something you don't already know. I'm here to support your right, and I'll tell you why. I have young children, and what I've seen in the city has just literally floored me over the past, so I've lived in Maplewood for the past 20 years. Quiet area. Over the past, we'll say 5 to 10 years, I've noticed a change in our neighborhood. There's less homeowners, there's more renters, and then we had these bail laws that happened, and folks were warned that these things were going to happen, and unfortunately they didn't listen. And so my neighborhood has been a good teaching point as to what's going on as a result of this, despite what you're told. You hear, oh, crime is going down, there's no crime happening here, and if it is, it's very minimal. I'm here to tell you otherwise. We hear gunshots outside our house on a regular basis. We've had police chases because my neighbor has got them on his camera, come right down our street, right on down. We've had a drug house as a result. A lot of that came as a result of the drug house. There were police chases. We've got kids hanging out. My neighbor, 2 doors down, had some kids come, and they had a modified weapon of some sort that they made, a firearm, and they literally put rounds into this man's house. And he's only a few houses away from us. So the reason why I'm running is to protect my family and yours. And I've seen within the past, we'll say, few weeks, months, incidents that keep piling up on the news. So last night, for example, I don't know if someone saw the crash on Driving Park as a result of a knife wound, a stab. But like anything, a knife can be turned into a dangerous weapon. But for some reason, I don't hear anyone saying that we're going to ban knives, that we're going to do that. And when I came in, I believe I heard the pastor say, you're not going after the person, because that's what we have to do. We have to head this behavior off before it starts. It's not about the gun. It's not about the weapon. It's about the person. We've got to stop that behavior. That needs to be the target. That needs to be what we direct our anger towards. So whether that's investing in mental health services and trying to make sure that we cut these things off in the past before it actually happens. It's sad. And my kids say to me, Dad, why are these folks allowed to do all these things? Why are they allowed to commit these crimes? As a parent and a father, what do you say to your kids, when you understand what's happening and you raise your children to do the right thing, but yet you see the wrong thing happening, and you can't explain why, even though you're saying to them, these are the things on a daily basis that you should be doing. Don't do this, don't do that. But they're seeing the contrary. And adults model the behavior, and kids pick up on that because they're very smart, and smarter than we think they are, and they understand what they can and can't get away with. And as a result of these laws, this is what's been happening. So I completely support someone's right to have a gun, to have multiple guns, just simply because you need to protect yourself. There were break-ins in the 19th Ward recently, and thank goodness that the homeowner had a weapon to be able to defend themselves. Because without that weapon, who knows what would have happened. Another example, so this one example is a very personal one. So my wife grew up in the Fulton Avenue neighborhood, and she lived there for years with her dad and her mom. And one day, someone came to the door, and my father-in-law, God rest his soul, is ex-military, so he had a shotgun in the house, and the gentleman that came to the door wasn't there for good business. So they lived next to a drug house, and it was essentially within the same building. They mistook their apartment for that house. So when he came to the door, said it's RG&E, and her father opened the door, they were able to push the door open. There were 2-3 guys, and pushed the door open, got inside, so he didn't have the opportunity to actually get to his weapon. He was fighting with them, wrestling with them, had his rib broken. Fortunately, my wife was able to get out the window and was able to notify police, but it's traumatized her to this day, and she will not answer the door if someone comes to the door and knocks, not even for me.